What if the moon disappeared? The moon has always been more than just a glowing rock in the night sky. For thousands of years, people have written poems about it, sung songs to it, and occasionally blamed it for turning them into werewolves. But what if one night we looked up and it was simply gone? No explosions, no cosmic drama, just an empty sky where the moon used to be. Surprisingly, life on Earth would change in ways both hilarious and horrifying. The first thing we'd notice would be the night sky itself. Without the moon, stargazing would be a dream come true. Imagine never having to worry about moonlight drowning out your view of the Milky Way. Amateur astronomers everywhere would rejoice, finally able to spot faint galaxies without expensive filters. Unfortunately, thieves would also rejoice, since darker nights mean better conditions for sneaking around. Police departments worldwide would probably not be as excited as astronomers. But the real drama begins with tides. The moon is basically Earth's personal water stirrer, pulling the oceans back and forth every day. Without it, tides would shrink to about a third of their current size, driven only by the sun. This means no more dramatic high tides at the beach, no more surfing championships on monster waves, and probably a lot of very confused crabs who have depended on tidal pools for millions of years. Beach tourism would take a hit. But on the bright side, coastal cities would no longer have to worry about extreme tidal flooding. So if you live in Venice, you might be cheering for a moon-free future. Animals, however, would not be cheering. Many species rely on the moon to survive. Sea turtles, for example, use moonlight to navigate when hatching from their nests. Without it, baby turtles might crawl inland toward the glowing lights of hotels instead of toward the ocean. Fishermen who rely on lunar cycles to predict fish behavior would also struggle, and woe. The moon also plays a role in stabilizing Earth's tilt. Right now, Earth leans at about 23.5 degrees, which gives us the 4 seasons. Without the moon acting as a cosmic stabilizer, Earth's tilt could start to wobble wildly over millions of years. One day, you might be enjoying a mild spring in Paris, and a few centuries later, Paris could be locked in a permanent ice age. Farmers would find this very inconvenient. Although companies selling winter jackets would make a fortune, romance would definitely take a hit. No more moonlit walks on the beach. No more cheesy love songs comparing someone's eyes to the moon. And horror movie directors would lose their favorite atmospheric lighting trick. Humanity might have to switch its romantic metaphors to something else. Your eyes are like street lamps. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Then there's the question of space exploration. The moon has always been humanity's stepping stone into the cosmos. Without it, Neil Armstrong would have had nowhere to take his giant leap, and our dreams of colonizing other worlds might have been delayed by decades. A missing moon also means no potential future lunar bases, no mining for helium-3, and no chance of bragging that your honeymoon was actually on the moon. Tourism agencies would have to settle for Mars, which is a little less convenient for weekend getaways. The good news is that if the moon simply disappeared, Earth itself wouldn't be instantly destroyed. Gravity would adjust, tides would shrink, nights would get darker, and animals would struggle, but the planet wouldn't suddenly fall apart. The bad news is that over very long timescales, life might become much harder. Climate swings from an unstable tilt could turn Earth into a chaotic world where predicting the weather centuries ahead would be impossible. So, would there be any actual benefits to losing the moon? Well, besides better stargazing and slightly safer coastal cities, not really. Poets, lovers, animals, scientists, and even werewolves would all be worse off. Humanity would have to find something else to obsess over in the night sky. Maybe Saturn's rings, if you squint hard enough. In conclusion, if the moon disappeared, life on Earth wouldn't end immediately. We'd adapt, invent new traditions, and probably write songs about how much we miss it. But in the long run, the moon's absence would destabilize our world, making Earth a far less friendly place to live. Which means that next time you look up at that familiar glowing disk, remember, it's not just a pretty nightlight. It's the reason your planet isn't spinning out of control. And if anyone suggests getting rid of the moon to save turtles, tides, or poets from embarrassment, you can safely tell them it's a bad idea.